Lunch may be in the name, but we're going to breakfast at the lunching pad at Rocket Tower Plaza. It's unadvertised. It's not really on the app. It's not on mobile order. You just got to know about it. And we, I don't know, for better or worse, know about it. So the only way to know about the breakfast, a little A-frame out here in the front. There's a breakfast bowl, which is potato barrels topped with a cheese omelet, chili con carne, queso, and sour cream for $10.49. And then a sticky bubble bread, sweet bread rolled in cinnamon, caramel, and warm spices for $5.49. It's on the dining plan, which still doesn't exist right now, but it's here. So with Tron, Light Cycle run on the way, even though it's virtual queue and the whole park isn't going to be running here at Rope Drop, it seems like they're going to try breakfast at the lunching pad, even though lunch is in the name. But these are some interesting options. So again, breakfast bowl with potato barrels, with a cheese omelet, chili con carne, queso, and sour cream, $10.49. So I mean, it's about the price of most counter service entrees, all right? Sour cream starting to melt a little bit. It's warm. It's a warm day in Tomorrowland. But let's get a little sour cream, not too much. A little omelet. And cheese. Look at that cheesy omelet. And let's get a barrel, a tot, whatever you'd like to call it. There's a lot going on. Hold on, I want to see. The potato barrels are overdone. The exterior is way too hard. So when you bite it, it just kind of explodes into multiple pieces. That might be a bulk of the problem. I'm gonna try some of the omelet. I feel like I just ate a big melted glob of cheddar cheese.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, it's never a bad thing, but I could do that at home, right? I could just microwave some singles, right? The chili con carne queso is actually the best part. Properly spiced, it brings all the flavor in. And actually, the melted cheese works really well with that. The problem is they're counter service eggs, so it's like an egg patty, right? You can see it there. And I'm kind of surprised. Counter service potato barrels or tots at Disney World, usually pretty solid. So I think we just got maybe a bad batch. They're just so crunchy. I want to see if I find a softer one. No, they're all overdone. The potato barrels themselves are properly seasoned. They're salty. Flavor-wise, they're fine. It's just, I don't know if that's the consistency I want them to be. I think they're just a little too, I hate to use the word al dente for potato barrel. I'm going to try one more bite of everything together. Give it one more shot. That was a softer one. It's not bad. I mean, if you're really struggling to find breakfast in this park, you could probably do worse than this. I wouldn't tell someone not to get this if they're hungry. I don't think you're going to walk away. This isn't Tony's, right? You're not going to walk away sick from this. It's adequate. It's an adequate and very hefty breakfast offer. You could share this 2 or 3 people, and that way you can go have, once lunch kicks in, go have something somewhere else. It's perfectly fine. I was excited for that too, but I was more excited for sticky bubble bread. What makes it bubble bread?
Bubble shuffle.
What?
Bubble shuffle.
Bubble shuffle? I don't know what that is.
It's a song in the background music.
Oh. Sweet bread. He's screaming. There's a tot screaming right now. Sweet bread rolled in cinnamon, caramel, and warm spices. I'm gonna take a fresh bit of cutlery for this. Very soft. Oh, it's sort of crunchy at the bottom, harder at the bottom. You could see that, right? There's like a crunchy looking cinnamon covered exterior down at the bottom. Very soft on top. It is kind of like a muffin, I think they're throwing them upside down and then saucing them is what's happening. So it looks like it will rip apart into 3 pieces, sort of a pull-apart bread situation. It's definitely bread, so it's kind of like a, I don't know, it's like a Parker House roll rolled in cinnamon. The bread is good enough. It's not extremely fresh. And if you read the review, I don't know if I took video of it, but they're kind of sitting in a warming thing. The cinnamon sugar that's sort of rolled or baked on brings in the perfect amount of sweetness. It's not overly sweet. It's just right. So that the mix of this caramel sauce with the cinnamon on top is really pleasant. Actually, the bread's much softer at the top. So this is like sort of what would be the bottom of the muffin. Is really quite good. I don't know, maybe I gotta figure this out because I feel like I'm getting 2 different items. That's what's happening. So maybe the caramel sauce has softened that top layer so it's less dense. At the bottom it's real dense, so it really is just like eating sort of bread out of a bag. Like if you took like a Hawaiian roll out of a bag, that kind of consistency. And if that was rolled in cinnamon. The top layer is great though because it's much softer and it's got the sweetness of the caramel and the cinnamon sugar taste. This is a good pastry option for a Magic Kingdom morning. I like this. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like a lot of the pastries up front. So this is a good go-to. I'm on board with this one. But now I'm going to finish up our breakfast. There are 3 new lunch options. I know you're super excited. 3 new lunch options to try here at the lunching pad as well. We're pulling another double header. Oh boy, it's time for a hot dog review. Yay! So Lunching Pad, they've gotten rid of their 50th anniversary offering, which they had the If You Had Wings, which they weren't wings, by the way, they were chicken tenders, with the Jamaican flair, of course, because the original 1972 attraction, If You Had Wings, which was right over there, you could travel the world, right? So anyway, now they've decided we're going back to the hot dog game, and so we have 3 different topped hot dogs, flavored flavored's the wrong word. 3 extreme specialty hot dogs with a lot of toppings. How about that? So there's the Queso Fundido hot dog, which is all beef hot dog topped with queso fundido. Hello. Queso fundido, street corn relish, and spiced tortilla strips served with a choice of cuties, mandarin orange, or chips. Here's our chips and our orange over here, by the way. You can see it. What a cutie. Anyway. There's also the Bahn Mi hot dog, which is all beef hot dog served with pickled vegetables, sriracha mayo, and cilantro served with choice of cuties, mandarin, or chips. These are all $12.29, by the way. And last but not least, the Cuban hot dog, which is all beef hot dog, is topped with diced ham. More on that in a second. Pickles, Swiss fondue, and Dijonnaise. Again, served with the chips or mustard. Or chips or mandarin. Sorry, I'm good because there's mustard on there. So, this says diced ham, right? This, to me, looks like diced pork rinds. Absolutely. Can you call that diced ham? Or is there, like, am I missing the ham chunks in here? It's photographed now, so I can do this. I don't see diced. Oh, no. No. They're just an advertisement. There is some diced ham in there. Look at that. So, it's unadvertised, like, grinded pork rinds. That's right, they've been grinded again, these poor animals. Twice grinded pork available. Oh boy. Well, it's not advertised, so. Okay, I guess let's start with the Cuban dog. We've already sort of tried a little bit of it, right? So let's do this. I couldn't tell you the last time I had a hot dog. I don't know which end. There's more toppings on this end. I apologize for the grossest moment in review history, but there is a piece of pork rind that is, I would literally break my braces on. It is like, I thought I accidentally ate a rock. So I'm going to try again
Are you okay?
without the, yeah, I'm fine. I didn't break anything. I felt, having braces, I always feel like my first bite of everything's a little tepid anyway, like I kind of make sure. And so I hit that right away. I realized before I really crunched down how hard it was. And then I tried to softly bite on it, and I was like, nope, that's like a rock. That's not happening. I'm going to try again. Okay. Obviously, due to the pork rind hard as a rock, I automatically can't recommend this. But what's sad is otherwise it's perfectly fine. I still have mustard on me from diving my face into the hot dog. Other than that horrible experience, the rest is pretty good. The Dijonnaise, what's the word I'm looking for? It has I'm not very tangy, thank you. I'm not a big mustard guy, usually because I feel like mustard is so overpowering. I think it's just the right complement to the hot dog. The hot dog's cooked perfectly fine. It's still hot. We just picked it up a couple minutes ago. Tender exterior. Bite through it nice and easy. It's well cooked. The Dijonnaise mixed with that Swiss fondue also has this great cheese flavor. The mix of the Dijonnaise with the Swiss fondue makes for just such a pleasant combination. If they can promise me I won't break my teeth on a pork rind, they're stale. The pork rinds are stale. They should just take that off of here. Because otherwise it's a solid hot dog. Again, I'm not a hot dog guy. I think $12.29 feels like a lot for a hot dog and chips, even in the realm of Disney. Like, I understand theme park pricing, sports arena pricing. I understand that. This still feels high to me for a hot. I'm never full after a hot dog. I don't know. So, not my thing, but if it is your thing, I think this is pretty good. You could probably, they're making, so this is not like pre-made and sitting there. When I mobile ordered, they still made these when they called me up, they then made them. So you could absolutely tell the cast member at the window, could you make that without the pork rinds? And this would be pretty darn good, actually. I can't believe I said darn, but there's children around.
Darn cat.
It's solid. It's a nice mix of flavors. Again, the bun is nice and fresh, which I feel like has often been my problem. I don't go to Casey's mostly because the bun is often like it feels like it sat there. It sat maybe under the heating lamp and got kind of hard on the exterior, but not like a good toasted hard, just like almost like halfway to stale kind of hard. But this is fresh out of the bag. I'm gonna just say it. It's kind of fresh out of the bag. The bread, which nothing wrong with that. Well cooked hot dog and very flavorful toppings. This is a good entry. We're gonna move on to the Bahn Mi hot dog. Oh, you know how much I love slaw. It's pretty much the only thing I don't like to eat is slaw. It's like a texture thing for me. But it's again pickled. So these are pickled vegetables up here. Looks like, I assume, carrot and onion, right? Probably something else in there. Cabbage, sure, maybe. You don't think it's onion?
I see onion, but slaw is cabbage.
Yeah, maybe there's cabbage too. Sriracha mayo. That's going to be that stuff. And cilantro, which obviously, I know people love cilantro. I just grossed out like 50% of the audience. I assume this one won't be popular just because I know so many people hate cilantro. I can't believe how many people bring that up on a daily basis to me that they don't like cilantro. But I don't know, it's a thing. I hate that I'm doing this. This is also good. I never recommend hot dogs. I feel kind of silly, and it's not that I'm hungry because we literally just did the breakfast review. The sriracha mayo is exactly what we want, right? You're probably looking for spice. just enough spice. I don't think people that are averse to spicy would hate this. I think it's just enough spice comes from that, and a lot of flavor too. It's because it's mayo based. It's not just heat. There's flavor there. Again, same thoughts for the hot dog and the bun. Cilantro is probably necessary. I'm getting it on the back end for sure, but again, obviously, if you hate an ingredient, don't order things that have it. What I will say for the slaw, my problem with slaw usually I think is partially that it's sliced so thick. This is nice and thinly sliced, and so there's a crunch, but it's not, I don't feel like it ruined the texture of the item I ordered, right? That's so much what I feel is the problem of slaws. I feel like I ordered a hamburger. I also don't like lettuce and tomato on hamburger for that matter. Not that I'll eat lettuce and tomato separately. I just don't like them on the hamburger because I ordered a hamburger, I want that soft bite into the fresh bun and the meat, right? And same for a hot dog. I want to taste the base ingredients. I want them to be enhanced though, and I feel like sauces more so do that. For me, usually slaw doesn't do that. I feel like there's a wet crunch that counterbalances everything. In this case, the only thing I'll say against the slaw is it's a cold slaw, so if this sits for a minute or two, it's going to take down the temperature of your hot dog a bit, so this was a little cooler compared to that hot dog. Obviously, we also spent a minute or two on eating that hot dog. I like this even better than that one. I love this. I would eat again. I know there's not a lot of great food options at Magic Kingdom, right? Corn dog nugget, especially counter service. I like Pecos. I happen to like the make your own taco thing. But otherwise, there's nowhere else I'd eat counter service wise. If someone's like, you want to go over to Lunching Pad, I would go, and I'd probably get this. I know, right? I am not a hot dog guy. I don't make them at home. I don't order them at restaurants. It's not a thing. I don't get them at baseball games. My whole life going to Yankee games, we always got the chicken strips. But also, my cousin had fifth row seats behind home plate. We didn't have money. Other people in the family had money. So a server came, and we ordered the chicken strips, and they'd come. You had to order before the seventh inning, because they stopped taking orders at the seventh inning stretch. Anyway, we'll continue. Old Yankee Stadium, before they ruined it. Queso fundido. Again, this is going to have queso fundido, as you might imagine, on top. It's going to be a cheese sauce. A street corn relish, not sweet, and spiced. We're really calling these spiced tortilla strips. By spiced, do they mean very salty? Because that's
Salt's a spice.
Sure. My favorite Spice Girl was salty. Salty Spice. Kids, look it up. You don't know who the Spice Girls are. Oh boy. This one's gonna be messy. Oh, it's spilling out already.
Oh no.
Are they aware of how people pick up hot dogs with?
Not like that.
It's gonna tilt a little bit inevitably. Usually if you do a topping like that, right? So the pork rinds, I wasn't pointing to the napkin, but I'm going to take a sip because I know my braces are full of hot dog bun. So usually, right, so if you look at that one, the pork rinds are held in place via the sauces, right? So on the bottom, you've put the pork rinds onto that fondue, and then you put an extra layer of protection in the Dijonnaise, right? It holds it in place. I would think maybe you want to put I know it looks prettier this way. Maybe you want to throw them underneath the queso fundido, because otherwise they're just all going to fall off. Whether when I bite or if it tilts, they're just going to go. These are going to go everywhere. This is solid. It's probably, just because of the pork rind incident, it's my second favorite of the group. Honestly, if it wasn't, I think it still would be. I think my ranking would be Bahn, and this is actually the opposite order than I thought I was going to be. I think my number one would be the Bahn Mi, my number two, the queso fundido, and the number three is going to be the Cuban for me. The queso fundido itself is rich in cheese flavor. It's a perfect complement to the hot dog. It really complements the flavor of the hot dog well. And again, same thoughts. Again, nice fresh bun. Hot dog is cooked to perfection. The casing is nice and soft, a nice easy bite. They're nice big hot dogs too, so like I don't think I'm going to be full from a hot dog, even with like maybe chips. I do have 3, but I'm not a normal human being. This is also like $40-something worth of food at this point. I don't know if I got much from the... There's definitely like peppers in there too. I don't know if I really got any of the peppers. I'm going to fork this a little bit. I want to taste a little more of this queso fundido with the peppers. A nice red one right there. Yeah, I definitely put this number 2. Again, I like spicy food, so sriracha mayo really does it for me with that. And again, the fact that my number 1 is something with slaw, I'm really, really surprised. But maybe I need to give more slaws a chance. Maybe I gave slaw a bad rap. I don't know. But that's not true. Anytime we order something, I don't alter it. So if there's items that come with slaw, I always try with the slaw first. Because I want to try the item as intended, regardless of what my preferences are. Yeah, this queso's really, and it's loaded, right? Like it's a nice, healthy layer of it. And the cast members, I can't compliment the cast members here enough. They did such a masterful job. These were beautifully topped. They were well put together. I don't think it's her fault that these fell off. It's the way they're told to make it. But presentation-wise, and also like nothing was spilling off of them, right? Like look at the edge of these sauces, right? Like that's on there. That's not going to drip. Even this one, it slowly dripped over time, but look at how thoughtfully topped these were. They did a great job. They should get $18 an hour to start from, I think. So in review of the lunching pad, for breakfast, I would say it's definitely better than a lot of options in this park. I really dislike Friar's Nook. I had a breakfast sandwich there a couple weeks ago. It was gross. I didn't finish it. So absolutely do not get breakfast at Friar's Nook. Sleepy Hollow is still going to be the best place to go in the park, but sometimes that mobile order could be pretty late compared to where you are now. It could be an hour or so from when you're here, where the line outside could be, hundreds of people deep for that matter. It won't be hundreds of people deep here. In fact, we walked up, and not even right at rope drop. We were here around 9:45-ish. Which is towards the end of the breakfast service anyway, and there was no line here. So no wait, solid breakfast options. I think it's a good runner-up to Sleepy Hollow for me. And then as far as lunch, again, like Pecos still my favorite. I'm trying to quickly go through all the Magic Kingdom counter service in my head to think if there's anywhere else I would even get anything. Usually, honestly, at Magic Kingdom we'll graze because the snacks are, like I'll get a coconut Dole Whip, or I'll stomach through what's inevitably going to be a stale-ish Mickey pretzel or jalapeno pretzel or Cheshire cattail. But this is this is another savory food option that is pretty decent other than corn dog nuggets and Pecos Bills in this park. And I would dare say if you like a good hot dog or need something quick, I can't believe I'm going to say this, the lunching pad is a decent option. Man, what a 2023, what a year. We already can't predict what's going to happen. A positive-ish review for the lunching pad. Man. Should I have my orange now? I got to undo all this unhealthy food I ate.